I'm looking for my show notes, but all I can find is the list of Billy Joel songs I'm going to cover on banjo. I think about making Danny Banjoel.
You nailed it, yeah. No, you don't even think about it anymore, man.
Man, I got a list. It's about 6 songs. I'm thinking short EP.
I like that you hold a microphone about 1,000 times more than me. Just got done holding a microphone. And you're holding it in the most uncomfortable way I can imagine.
Well, I'm strength training.
Did you forget your muscle, your knuckle?
I come out here and I hold it with just the...
He's holding it with his big toe and his pinky on his left hand.
I've got a thumb and a pinky grip. No, I've got it stabilized using the ring finger. Well, no, great comic once told me you have to. Comedy is all about having a unique mic holding style.
A great comic once told me to cut my hair.
Whoa.
And he's taken over like 5 different cities since then. So he's almost the king.
That guy is the king.
It's like he looks at comedy like Risk. He's like just trying to conquer as much territory as possible.
Now he said that guy doesn't even it's not even limited to physical space, because now he runs an online comedy club on Zoom. He's even
the worst comedy club in the world. Trademarked.
He's even gone. He's taking over virtual reality.
He's selling NFTs.
Yeah. He is the best, though, at crushing hackers. Steve Hofstadter has crushed a hacker on a live show.
Was Heckler invented by somebody who's like Mormon or something? Shouldn't it be Heller?
Heckler.
Oh, you're just a heckler.
Heckler.
It's like my grandmother was trying to.
Heckler just comes from German, Third Reich Germany.
Yeah.
From just people who disagreed with like Hitler.
Ooh.
Yeah, Hitler would be up there doing his thing, and then laying out
the big plan.
And then someone in the audience would be like, "What you're describing is genocide, just like they did to the Albanians." And then Hitler would be like,
Hitler.
"That guy's a heckler.
You're a heckler.
Heckler.
I'm a hit. You're a heck.
Heckler. I'm Hitler.
I'm Hitler."
Is that how he got his name?
he was a hit.
He's like, "Hey, how about this one? They also made the economy collapse." This guy's got another hit. No, Mussolini is like an idiot. He was a big, fat, dumb idiot. Mussolini wore like tops and tails. He was like a big, dumb, bald guy, and he wore tops and tails because he was like, "Well, I need people to respect me as the Italian president, and who's the most respected people in the world? Comedy, Hollywood, and silent film actors. I'm gonna look like fucking Charlie Chaplin." It'd be like if like Putin's like,
well, Hitler did it.
Putin's like, "I need to be more beloved. Get me Ariana Grande's stylist."
Well, Hitler did it just with his mustache.
Yeah, but like,
if you combine them all,
that is true.
Charlie Chaplin. If you got like action figures of them all, you could configure them together and just have Charlie Chaplin.
The King of Finland that looks like Groucho Marx. You're like, hey, what is going on here? It is also a culture war. Hearts and minds.
A culture war, huh? Why don't you culture a
Emperor Hirohito of Japan walks in, full blackface.
I forgot about that part in Scrubs where.
Oh yeah.
All blacked up, looking like turkey.
JD from Scrubs, Adrian Brody, his character from Scrubs. He was wearing blackface.
Well, he wanted to look like a black guy.
That's true. There's a difference. How often does that happen when they're like sending someone over, like the CIA is doing some undercover operation, and they're like, send them to the disguise department, and then they come back and they're like, no, you're supposed to be infiltrating a minstrel show, not actually being a convincing member of society.
Big red lips go down.
That was the opposite. They wanted him to have blackface. he accidentally showed up just with an actual like disguise.
Oh, okay.
But they needed him to infiltrate a minstrel show in a time travel scenario. Oh, that would be awesome if they were like, we need to bust up the Stormfront rally. We're gonna send in a guy. What's his disguise gonna be? A blackface party clown. And then he's in there. He's like, oh, I'm doing the blackface party clown. And then he gets in there. Then he wipes off. He takes off the what is it?
Super.
I can't picture. No, but it is the black guy. The black face was the fake part, and it is a black guy who then proceeds to arrest everyone at the racist party.
You can't erase.
I wanted to. Well, I was gonna have him kill everybody, but we don't. That's just furthering negative portrayals.
Yeah.
That's what the racist party would want. How often are they in the fucking the Marvel comics like offices?
The bullpen.
And the bullpen, and Stan Lee's just like, hey, Kevin, come into this office room D, and the door's just like a little bit propped, and then Kevin's like, he pushes the door open with a broomstick. And then a bunch of chemicals fall from like a bucket.
We need a real Hulk.
And then Stanley just goes, God damn it.
We need a real Hulk for opening day at the Dodgers.
Yeah, Stan, that's not gonna... Can't we just do more cocaine to come up with new superheroes? Do we really need to do this plan?
Can we listen?
Where you just give all of your employees...
We made up all the other superheroes. Why do you need to make a real one for a new idea?
Also, I work for you already, doing valuable work. Wouldn't it make more sense to do experimental gamma radiation to just some guy?
Find a hobo.
Jesus, Stan, it's the 70s.
No one cares what we do. We can experiment on like 45% of the population without repercussion. Find someone with pigment or not out of a job.
Do you think Stan Lee he's ever hiring people, and he's like, he's in the interview, and then he's like, your final interview will be with Stan himself. And then they go into the office, and then Stanley's like, shut the door, I need to tell you something. And then the new employee sits down, and then Stan just goes, I'm Spider-Man. He goes, it's not working. Fuck.
He tries to do it one more time, and the thing's silly string flies out and hits the guy in his forehead. God!
It's not working. And then he goes, but I need you to you're hired, don't tell anyone about my secret. And then that employee is just like, the rest of the time is like, Stan's hilarious. And they was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, he said he was Spider-Man. They're like, what? They're like, oh, he doesn't do that to every new employee? No, usually he just goes over code of conduct.
Tells you
where to park.
Tells you which secretary to fuck first.
Wait, are you saying that Stan's Spider-Man?
That's what
He told me not to tell anybody.
He said not to tell him. Well, then why'd you tell me?
And Stan calls you into his office a week later. I hear that people have found out my identity.
Stanley's standing there in Spider-Man underoos.
Drats.
This is embarrassing. Now I gotta walk around the office like this. Everyone already knows.
That would be a great move if you were Spider-Man and you were like, crap, the world's on to me. I know what I'll do. I'll make a comic book about Spider-Man.
The perfect cover.
And then everyone will just be like, oh, it's a Spider-Man impersonator swinging through skyscrapers and stopping crime.
It's a copycat vigilante.
Yeah. Is that like a villain?
Like a copycat vigilante.
Well, you don't need the word vigilante.
Sounds like it's from Charleston Comics. And copycat vigilante.
And if you like
when he sees a police officer, he starts hitting the same man.
Watch how he takes on the fist. Oh man, do you think there's ever like in Italy, a lady's got a nice hairdo, but then she's like, "Oh, how am I gonna keep it together?" So she puts some spaghetti in the hair to hold it up, and then she's like, "It's such a hot, humid day on the coast of Italy," and then all of a sudden she feels something on her neck, and she's like, "Oh fuck, my spaghetti cooked and my hair fell."
It's like people who put chopsticks in. They just put in a big thing of spaghetti.
Yeah, and then it cooks. Because it's such a hot, humid day in San Italy.
San Italia, Italy.
San Italia, Italy. San Bicia Patini.
San Bicia Bucatini. People are curling their hairs with elbow.
Oh, that'd be great. An old lady. Well, that's what the old ladies do. Is they get just like.
They get big manicotti.
They get big tricolor like salad pasta. Are you coming to bed?
I am going to bed.
Look, we can't be another straight white guy podcast talking about the Saints of Newark. We've all seen the scene where the mom comes out and her hair just is a Greek salad.
Greek salad. Some feta coming out of her ears.
Just has a Caesar salad on top of her head. Oh, whoa. I think that cat just thought I was about to fight it. Get in the mix. No, man. We're recording at I don't know whose house. I mean, I don't know whose house this is. You did just bring me to a place. A lot of your property's here, but like this could just be. Like we could be recording, then an hour later, it's like the mayor walks in. He's like, "Oh, this is the friend you're having over."
So this is your young friend.
I'm crashing on the mayor's couch.
I'm asleep with the mayor. He let me keep some of his stuff here.
Yeah. I saw a podcast title the other day that said Hillary did 9/11 part 2. And then if they would have been part 1, I would have listened to it.
But I don't want to, it's like trying to get into Lost in the last season.
I didn't know that. I didn't know about
spoilers.
Did you know that?
Like she was flying the planes?
I thought it was Osama.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the pilot's name was.
See, this is I think why everyone thinks that 9/11 was not everything they say. It wasn't everything that was cracked up to be. They said it was going to be this great event. It's a fucking tragedy. No, man, but they say they were like, oh, it was suicide bombers who died in the attacks. It was this guy Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
We got to go catch him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you said he died in the
you
attack.
You called him a suicide bomber.
You said he did. So it's like, off the bat, I know you're lying.
I already know you're lying to me.
You're lying, U.S. government. So, sir, if you want the unredacted version of these documents, you're going to have to go to Trash Island.
Yeah, what if that big Trash Island is like a CIA black site?
Dude, it's only a matter of time.
Until they make it one?
That's why, yeah. That's why they want, that's why, even though clearly global warming and pollution and everything is destroying the earth, it's like, hey, why do these government people not want to do something about it? It's because they're waiting until Trash Island solidifies.
New Pentagon.
And then, boom. You remember the Dash for Africa?
Sure.
When all of the European colonial powers in the late 1800s were like, oh, we can all claim Africa. Let's
just take stuff.
Yeah. You'll have the Dash for Trash Island. U.S., Australia,
I wish I'd been around.
Russia and China will all carve up sections
of Trash
of fucking old Fanta caps. So that they can all.
This one's got.
Yeah.
I put in the code for this one. I get a free Fanta. That's China's.
This one has a guy on it already. My raft got in the undertow. I've been out here for a very long time.
I've been eating plastic for 10 years.
I gotta tell you, there is a lot of waste in what we throw out, folks. Because I've been getting a lot of perfectly good meals.
All right, don't get all political. Don't turn Trash Island into some more political infighting.
I tell you what, kids' lunch is alone. Don't pack your kid with a full apple if he's not going to eat a full apple.
Slice it up.
It's like you eat half the apple at home.
You eat half, he eats half. He ain't even eat half the half.
It's a Seinfeld on Treasure Island.
Seinfeld on Let me tell you something.
My friend Bob Sacamano made a ship out of aluminum foil.
Trash Island. That's not trash. It's my treasure.
Aw. Aw.
Heartwarming Seinfeld.
That was one of the rules. No hugging, no learning. And no pussies. There's a big sign in the
Larry
Seinfeld
David
radio.
just slugged somebody.
No flinching. What does no flinching mean? Boom. You know what
Seinfeld would say about all this.
Afro Man, he made a declaration of independence from all dependence.
Like his kids?
That's what I think. Isn't that like a horrible lyric? Isn't that like such a bad thing to brag about?
That would be a great bit for some comedian.
Also, on the record, I don't care about my
I
kids.
don't give a shit. That'd be a great... Man, I've been reading about the Declaration of Independence. I want to declare independence from my kids. That could be like a fun, like, drunk mom comedian thing. I want to declare independence from my husband.
And it would be a classic drunk mom comedian thing in that it's stolen from a thing a rapper said 20 years ago. So, yeah, it's perfect for material for fucking Beep or Beep or
Beep
your endless
or
list
Beep
of names.
Or Beep.
Insert probably someone in your town.
Just, anyone remember Nick Moms?
Nick Moms was awesome.
What an odd credit.
That was
to
my
have.
favorite credit to see. Was people being like, she's been on Nick Moms. I'm like, what? Hell yeah. I thought that was cool. I thought Nick Moms was cool. And that was a sign for me being like, truly, we are in a comedy renaissance. That even Nick Jr. is like, we got to get it on stand-up comedy.
12-year-old kid comedians.
No, it was for moms.
Well, the moms...
Nick Mom, it was comedy for moms by moms. How about this? Comedy for kids by moms. That would be crazy.
How about...
And then at home, their daughter is just like, you don't make me laugh anymore, Mom. And then she's like, I'm not at fucking work.
I'm not at fucking work anymore.
Just a 7-year-old who's miserable. My mom used to make me laugh.
My mom used to be so funny.
She became a superstar. Damn you, Nick Moms.
Now she's just all gacked up on Go-Gurt all the time.
I got a free Go-Gurt sponsorship.
I got a Go-Gurt sponsorship.
He's got like a Victoria's Secret pink, I don't know any words to describe anything I'm saying.
Like a hoodie?
No, like a fancy satin tracksuit, like a velvet.
Oh yeah,
velour tracksuit.
Yeah.
But it's got Go-Gurt branding on the lower back. Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt. Go-Gurt. That's what I yell at my grandma when just in the sack race.
There's just she's walking down the street, some houseless individual gets arrested for publicly masturbating.
Yeah.
And then the officer's like, ma'am, I know that this is not really appropriate to saying, but the thing on your what's written on your pants, you aren't literally asking for. You are literally asking that anyone who looks at your outfit
go
Gurt.
I don't know if you were aware of what Gurt means to hobos.
And then you hear that lady being like, "That's outrageous," and then the houseless individuals yelling, and then you hear other people yelling, and then slowly that audio is going dimmer, and then you hear the voiceover from the officer's head being like, "And that's when I decided to get into stand-up."
My name's Mike Armstrong. And this summer on ABC.
People are always giving me tickets.
Why is the cop? Why is that the
Sorry.
premise of a cop
Sorry, I
bit?
spaced out for a second there. I was always
As a cop, I'm always getting tickets.
It'd be me and another guy, and we'd be busting some, criminal for having a joint outside of the high school, and
You're allowed to have them inside the high school.
and,
Can't take them out.
and we would my partner would take the joint, and then I'd be like, oh, now we can't get him for possession of marijuana because you're in possession of a coworker. And then the coworker's like, hey, what? And then a feeling I understand right now. But the coworker's like, what? And he's like, because possession of marijuana, but we took it already. All right, in the squad car, pal. I'm the mayor's fucking boyfriend.
I fucked the mayor. That's what I'm gonna scream if I ever get arrested. But I fucked the mayor.
The mayor's lover. Do you even know who I am?
Sniff my ass.
The mayor's
Had the mayor's
lover.
cum all over it. Why would I know what the mayor's cum smells like, young man?
You better not.
You better fucking not. That's my man.
Officer, I think I believe him.
Who's this other person talking?
I keep, to be honest, in my mind, I was trying to think, what do you call a co-worker? It's your partner.
Your
I was
partner.
trying to think of a better word for that.
Sergeant?
Sergeant. There you go.
Sarge, I think he's right.
Sarge, I think he's not lying.
It says property of Bashir over his left ass cheek.
Put down the pitchfork you have up his nose. They took our guns. The Louisville Police Department's budget has been restricted. We're resorting to holding pitchforks.
Don't you move.
Because then it's perfect because you just get it up the victim's nose, and then you go, I'll push it into the brain if you don't cooperate.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Because then it's like non-lethal. Until
Non-lethal until proven lethal.
with the option.
Non-lethal until proven lethal.
It'd be like they made bullets that latched onto you,
Yeah.
and then it was like a remote control where they
Those
could
bullets sound like my wife.
bang bang. Hey,
22 sounds like my wife. Okay.
oh, that's kind of weird. It's a little bit too young, but okay, I guess.
When did you guys meet? All ampersands.
Yeah.
Ampersand. I had to amp her sand. Know what I mean?
We're gonna need an amp. This sentence needs an ampersand. Why isn't the sand loud enough?
Amp or sand? Well, it's pretty loud. I think it's an amp. You win!
I think that was they didn't read the fine print, but in the Fire Festival,
Amp or
their rental agreement,
amp or sand?
amp or sand.
All ampersands in the preceding legal document are binding, and me and you will be
Turns out they got all sand.
all sand, no amp.
All sand, no amp. And Jerry Seinfeld is doing a set about Firefest. And who's going to see Blink-182 these days?
Aliens. I'll tell you who's here to watch Blink-182 these days. Chemotherapy nurses and aliens.
A, that one guy's not in the band anymore. B,
Well, on Jerry Seinfeld.
cancer's not in that other guy anymore.
Well, maybe he keeps up with some of the nurses.
Jerry does?
Duh.
Do you think?
Hoppus.
You know, it's a missed opportunity for Mark Hoppus.
What?
When he had, because he was...
To not start like a pogo stick company?
No, because he had chemo and everything. And so he was probably in and out of the hospital. He should have done a nice Instagram photo op of just him with like a 50-year-old nurse.
Yeah.
And then just been like, me with the nurse from the Enema of the State album cover. 95-year-old comic legend Eric Andre does a hilarious physical prank where he pulls down his pants at the Oscars and pees in a potted plant off stage, and then pretends he does not know where he is.
Are there any stuffed people in museums?
Mummies? No, I guess it's the
They're
opposite.
wrapped.
I was about to say they stuff.
They stuff
They stuff a mummy wrapper.
I said sarcophagus on accident. I said sarcophagus on accident.
Put the
That sounds
pussy in a
like-
sarcophagus.
Sounds like a cool rap name, sarcophagus.
On the sarcophagus.
Or an awesome car.
Sarcophagus. It's a sarcophagus is a like.
It's a Greek guy
No,
who
it's-
sells sarcophaguses.
No, sarcophagus is like it's like Grave Digger from the Monster Truck universe. Sarcophagus is like Grave Digger's like cousin truck.
Yeah, sarcophagus.
Yeah.
A pickup truck that's wrapped in toilet paper.
Sarcophagus.
A low rent
Vroom, vroom.
grave digger.
It's jumping the fucking Sphinx. It's sarcophagus.
Jumping the Lego model set Sphinx.
It's jumping the least important of the pyramids. Oh man, they could have a jump the pyramid in Vegas. That'd be cool.
They should get Evil Knievel to do it.
They should get Evil Knievel. They should just have like, 'cause Evil Knievel's dead, I assume. They should just get his corpse.
Just throw it over shit.
For $200, you can skydive with Evil Knievel.
This stinks. Oh my god, this smells.
Evil Knievel is jumping. He's throwing a decomposing body. Hey, sarcophagus would be what he would drive. Evil Knievel dead would drive in. Grave Digger, up the movie's already written.
written itself.
Grave Digger gigs. Grave Undigger. Grave Digger, parentheses, it goes both ways. No, that's the first one. First movie, it's just Grave Digger.
Just grave digger.
And it's like, whatever. Him getting his powers.
Him getting gas. I'm gonna give my car superpowers.
I was just a normal Dodge Neon with a very garish kind of name written on the side.
And then when they gave me these tires.
Well, that's what happens when you use super and premium.
When you use 87 or whatever.
It's diesel.
Okay.
They had some Gravedigger. Then there's the sequel, Gravedigger 2. It goes both ways. Why did you call it reverse?
Gravedigger.
Keeping with the car theme.
On this time, Gravedigger's going in reverse.
Grave digging in reverse.
Chun, chun. And then the R on the little thing.
Oh,
on
that's the
dash
teaser
turns
trailer.
Into 2.
Dude.
Gravedigger 2.
That is the Instagram gift.
Or like maybe the gear shift. Like a guy shifts gears, and then when he takes his hand off, it's in second gear.
Boom.
And then it cuts to his face, and he goes, "You guys get it?" I'm the director. You guys got it?
I would love to drive
I'm Nicholas Winding Refn.
I'd love to drive a monster truck in reverse. I assume that goes pretty I don't know why, but I assume the motor is not as strong.
It just doesn't work right in reverse.
We actually just have a golf cart motor going the opposite way.
You know, we've never had anyone want to take it in reverse. Everyone wants to take it for a spin, turn it around.
What if you hit a dead end? There are no dead ends.
There
It's
are
a
no dead ends
monster
with
truck.
Gravedigger. You just bowl right through that shit.
Go right through. In
Gravedigger 3. There are no dead ends.
There are no dead ends. Because in Gravedigger 2,
'Cause in
you think he
Gravedigger 2,
dies.
you think he dies, but there's no.
There
dead
are no
ends.
dead ends.
Yeah.
No, not in Gravedigger 2.
Gravedigger 4.
In
the roundabout.
Not in Gravedigger 2. Because after Gravedigger 2.
9 Gravedigger things I love about you.
After Gravedigger 2, you have to do the collective movie.
Yeah.
Where you have all the famous cars.
Gravedigger. Gravedigger.
Carrie from Carrie.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus from The Mummy 4.
The Mummy
Rise
4.
of Sarcophagus.
Brendan Fraser's return.
Fraser's return.
Joe Fraser's return.
He comes back to beat up Simon Fraser, that British comedian.
And then Jimmy Carr makes a face, but he has to tell you what face it is because he's gotten a lot of Botox.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr's there. Alan.
He's the Hawkeye of the Cars Collective. Because they're like, you don't even have a power. But in this movie franchise, they're like, you don't even run on gas.
They're fat.
They're portly. Is it portly or starboardly?
That's how I'm going to start.
Look, I'm not saying that she's a big lady, but she's not starboardly.
That's how I'm going to start describing myself politically. Everyone's like, listen, I'm as port as anybody else.
Is port left? You're right.
Hey, I don't know.
Leave it up for only the nautical listeners.
Anyone listening on the high seas, go ahead and give that one a laugh.
That's an Easter egg for Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau listening in his submarine, which I think still, once you go underwater, it's back to right
I
and
was
left.
like, how do you think submarine people? It's like one of those things where it's like you're in boat school.
Yeah.
Your boat school is like undergrad. And then
I would think it'd be underwater. Because you go to a bad boat school and you sink.
Because they're mostly in Florida, and hurricane season has decimated the state. Now it's you go to boat school and they're like, okay, you're really fucking up your port and starboard.
I'm a big fan of this teacher. All right, listen up, fuck nuts.
The teacher's like, hey, we got to talk about you're not doing well in port and starboard 201.
And I'm the port authority, okay?
Port authority.
I'll tell you which one's port.
Yeah, where's the star? What is so the port authority?
The starboard side
Is the starboard authority a seagull flying over the water?
Starboard, Starleen.
Port, we have the authority on the port side. Starboard side, that's Neptune's realm.
That's Neptune's realm. No man may govern that.
No authority for us in the seas.
But once it
Lord
docks,
Poseidon, whoever you...
we don't put up with any of that Zeus bullshit. Poseidon's not fucking my wife.
We are the port authority. No, man. I don't remember what I was going to say. Port. Oh no, you're like failing port 201. And the professor's like,
You need to take a 201 for what's left and right.
yeah, you're failing, and the professor's like, you gotta take this seriously, man, it's so important for boating. And then you're like, I'm just gonna be a submarine guy. There are no directions down there. And the professor's like, you know what, office hours, and then it's like they've got resentment over you for the whole rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's just gonna be a fucking sub guy.
This guy's gonna be some fucking sub guy.
He's using this as a stepping stone.
He's using this as a stepping stone to skip out into deeper waters.
Boats are merely a skipping stone for this man's sinking ambition.
I won't be a skipper to this man's Are you okay, Mr. Jonathan? What's going on up there? You've been mumbling about skipping stones and a submarine man?
Local scuba graduate sets his ambitions low. Local submarine driver shoots for the opposite of the stars.
That'd be nice if like your dad was like a big like Marine commander.
If.
And he was like, yeah, if. And he's like disappointed in you, and he's like, listen, I had low expectations for you, and he's like, listen, I know you wanted me to be a submarine driver, but I just want to dance.
How about this for a comic strip? Like a family circus type, or maybe a zits. Might be a little too
More zits?
Might be a little too risque
right.
for.
But we're not talking get fuzzy
FC.
territory, are we?
No, it's not that
That's
absurd.
like the TVMA of
The Adult
funnies.
Swim of the the paper. Yeah, man, my newspaper actually in my town was the one who broke Spider-Man's identity. Because you'd look in the comics one day, and it showed Spider-Man take off his mask. It was Peter Parker. And I was like, oh, they put it in the comic section so that the villains wouldn't find it.
Because they don't like humor.
Because they don't like humor.
They take things seriously.
Yeah.
What about your Zits comic?
Oh, my Zits comic. It's two like hippie parents.
Yeah.
They got that classic comic pose where they're.
Yeah. One's wearing tie-dye, the other one's got a peace sign t-shirt.
No, they both have match. Here's the thing, Eric.
Okay.
They have matching tie-dye shirts.
All right. I don't know how you're going to do tie-dye in black and white, but I'll let you keep going.
Colored Sunday.
Oh, we're talking...
With the comic this good, Eric, you can run it on the Lords. You can compete with church.
Not as many people get the newspaper on Sundays.
Is that
actually going to go to less people, but go on.
Is that why the Sunday paper was like nicer traditionally? Is because they're like, we got to compete with God.
It's either the Lord
We're beating
or Zits.
We're beating God for sweeps week. It's like how you'll hear that with like TV shows.
They're calling up churches like, I was just wondering how many people were there today.
You'll hear that with like TV shows and like in wrestling and stuff. They'll be like, no, our competition isn't other wrestling companies. It's all of TV.
It's 2.5 men.
It's true. And everyone's like, Vince McMahon, will you take more questions? Man.
He's just walking away.
No, man. So Zits.
Zits, yeah.
You got the two hippies, and then they're holding up. They're both wearing matching tie-dye.
Yeah.
They're holding up another tie-dye shirt, the third, between them. Mm-hmm. They both got two hands on it.
So they're holding up a third shirt.
Third shirt. And then they kind of look disappointed.
Yeah.
They look excited yet disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And then across from them is their son wearing a business suit.
So when does the Zits come into this?
He can have him on the business suit.
Okay.
On the suit. Suit's painted on, and the paint is giving him acne.
Okay. All right. So there's a business.
So there, we
right.
brought in the titular concept.
That's what Zits is about. Yeah, sure.
More 3-panel comic strips should have titular lines.
I hate Mondays. The best one has one.
Classic Mondays by Jim Davis. No, I mean, so then they're holding up the flannel.
Let's get people back on. Let's give people the whole thing again. We got two hippies.
You describe it so that I can hear it, and maybe.
We got two hippies wearing tie-dye. They're holding between them another tie-dye T-shirt.
Yeah.
And they look sad.
But also excited.
This is going to take a talented artist.
It's a big moment.
This is going to take a talented artist. A Jim Davis type.
And then you got the son in a business suit with zits.
Covered in zits.
The zits aren't as important. But if we sell this to a different comic...
He could be covered in Garfield
He could be covered in fucking Beetleborg. Sergeant Caveman.
He's getting fuzzy or something. I don't know.
Make him fuzzy. I don't know. But the parents are holding up the thing and looking sad, and it just says, It's okay, son. We just had high expectations for you.
How long ago did I make that low expectations joke? That took an hour and a half to get around to the opposite joke.
Now I understand why my pitch meeting at the Courier Journal.
Zits HQ.
No, I pitched straight to the.
I pitched. Do you think that ever happened with fucking the not the Rockefellers,
The
the
Rock.
Hearsts or whatever?
The Rock would pitch.
Some guy came
South
up to,
Park, I got a plan.
some guy's running up to the Hearst and he's like, "Listen, man, I get pitched ideas all day," and he's like, "No. She loves chocolate. She loves chocolate."
I figure I'm just gonna start messaging, finding like, because you can just find any reporter's email and shit. Anyone who works in the media is so easy to contact because of the nature of their job.
They can get their home address.
No, that's harder to get. But, and you don't even use the email to get that. You just call the station and pretend you're. Anyways, but
I'm his wife.
I'm his wife, and I need my address.
I got lost. I need our address. Oh, what? Do you know your address by heart or something?
No, I'm just gonna start emailing people who work at like local arts papers and newspapers, and just being like, "Here's my idea for a Garfield comic. Can you guys publish this?" And then I'm just gonna describe a Garfield comic and include like a storyboard, like a sketch, a very
Little
rough
sketch, yeah.
a rough sketch,
Storyboard.
yeah,
Yeah.
storyboard type sketch.
Just block it out, you know?
And then just email them like a Garfield comic I created
Yeah.
from an email address called Jim Davis with
At
two
Garfield.com.
S's at Garfield.com. I'm just gonna go, "Hey, here's this week's Garfield. I think they might mess up and send you next week's early, labeled as this week's in a separate email, but this is the one that's supposed to go out
With
this
better
week.
artwork.
That looks more official. But this is the one that's supposed to go out
But
this
I'm out of the office this week or something.
Garfield headquarters, yeah, we're gonna send you you already got this week's." And then Jim is
And he hates what day?
Jim Davis is in the room with the secretary drawing. He looks up concerned drawing.
But I just signed the check for 10 million more I Hate Monday shirts.
Oh my god. We were gonna kill off Garfield this week.
We were gonna kill him off. This was gonna become Odie.
We were gonna turn Garfield into a car to try to get him to cross over.
We were gonna have him race Sarcophagus to the lasagna. Mummies love lasagna.
You can't spell lasagna without gas.
Rockburg.
Illinois.
When you think about it, Boulder really is a very ununique name.
Boulder, Colorado.
They just go to town and name it of the first thing they saw.
Boulder.
Also, Little Rock, Arkansas. What an uninteresting observation about a place to be like, we should name it that.
Little
There's
Rock.
a Little Rock.
Have you seen that rock though? It's very hard to.
It's so small.
It's very difficult. That'd be great if someone from like Bill Clinton goes up to space and then he's talking to aliens
Yeah.
and they're like, "Where are you from?" And for some reason,
He says Arkansas.
he says Little Rock. A city that he's not even from, really. But it's the capital of a state that he used to live in. And he were his governor of, so for some reason,
Yeah,
he's in space, out of it.
His oxygen's unhooked.
He doesn't have any kid blood to drink up there.
He's all out of sync.
So he's up there and he's like, "I'm from Little Rock." And then the aliens are like, "Don't sell yourself short. Earth's a big planet.
Don't sell yourself shirt.
Don't sell yourself short. Earth's a big planet." I'm from Little Rock.
We think it's big.
We think it's a big planet. Arkansas? Can what? We don't know any United States. You said a lot of words after naming your planet.
Why do we have this can saw now? Why do all of us need a can saw?
Why am I United States of America? You. Were there Native American tribes who were like, I guess these people think that we're called United States of America. And you saying you, United, we know the word you for some reason.
You we got down from our Cherokee to English dictionary.
Yeah.
But that's the only page we've got.
Was there to each every 500
We're to each, yeah, that's a tribe.
every 200 miles there was just a forest, like a big tree where they'd carved a bunch of Cherokee to English phrases.
Sure.
And then it's like, we're gonna do some trading. Everybody meet at the tree. Meet at the tree or hire someone who's memorized the tree. In each town will have a tree. Those are Thomas Jefferson's dumb plans that no, they don't talk about. Like the woolly mammoths thing.
What, to put translations on trees so they could trade?
Every town will have a tree.
That doesn't sound like the worst plan in the world.
What kind of tree? Apple. And then he starts laughing. And they're like, why? And he's like, I time traveled. Apple's gonna be a thing.
Everyone's gonna like Apple.
And they're like, what do you mean? And he's like, the Beatles. Their record company. I'm a big music nerd.
No matter when you travel.
I only went to 1969, but I'm a music nerd. I'm a big Badfinger fan.
I love Donovan.
Yeah, man, fucking Harry Nilsson.
Hendrix.
Apple. It's pretty clear.
Pretty obvious that the Washington Monument is where all of our electricity comes from.
Hey, do you think this ever happens? A guy's gonna go to cross the he's gonna cross into Canada or just any country.
Okay. Let's make it Mexico then.
What are you okay? Hell yeah. From where?
San Diego.
Oh, okay. I think you could have gone Poland to Mexico.
There's a Polish-Mexico border.
Oh yeah. Well, because Poland, they've accidentally built borders everywhere. So they don't fucking know where to go.
Every 2 feet there's a new fucking border in Poland.
I went to the Polish embassy in Krakow. They accidentally built an embassy in Krakow. Now you're going on vacation and you're in the bathroom right before the border.
Yeah.
So everyone's like,
You want to get out your last American poop.
Exactly. So people are putting.
So when you poop in their country, they're like, that is a Mexican poop.
Mexican poop. Poop at the border. There's a guy at the border with his hand outstretched right at.
Wait, is that what a duty free is?
Oh yeah. No one's allowed to poop in the store, so all the stuff is. And no one is shitting where they eat. That shit where you eat concept? Duty free, there's no shit.
No shit. Duty free, so you don't have to pay taxes. Because taxes just go to cleaning up shit.
Yeah.
But if no one poops, no taxes.
No taxes, we don't deal with that shit.
No poop, no taxes.
No, you go to get into a country, a guy's just standing there, his arm outstretched, right at belly size, and then he pushes your belly, and then you poop whatever you've got left. Then you're free to come in.
Duty free.
No, you think there's at the bathroom right before the border, you got all the people putting drugs into condoms and putting them into their assholes, and then also you're seeing people come out pooping out condoms.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa.
Some guy walks by whistling, spinning it.
And you're like, oh man, I didn't realize condoms were illegal in Mexico. I better shove a pack of condoms up my ass so I can have sex in Mexico. I better buy a 12-pack, open one of them.
Put all the other ones in that one.
Yeah.
And then shove it up my keister.
What is this? They pull out a it just keeps pulling out like...
What are you, some sort of magician?
Yeah,
I confess.
I was just trying to get laid. I'll go lick the Mr. Bungle tour bus floor. You think Mr. Bungle ever the guy? Mr. Paul Bungle.
Paul Bungle.
You think Mr. Paul Bungle was ever like, band, everybody get the band?
You think he ever whistles the band whistle?
Bungle assemble. Bungle, 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 bungle. Bungle, is everyone caught up to date on their immunizations? Yes, sir. Good, because Bungle is going to the jungle.
Starts licking everything.
We're going Bungle in the jungle.
The Bungle in the jungle. Mr. Bungle live wherever it is Muhammad Ali fought.
Zaire.
Zaire. Cool.
Damn. Good night, everybody. Zaire.
Zaire.
What is Zaire now? Zaire, the fucking crickets.
Zaire.
Because this bit's dying.
We should get him on the pod before he croaks.
That is a bummer that we can never. That probably won't happen.
No, I don't think it will.
No.
We could bring him drugs and secretly record him.
That would be a cool caper. If like we had to go, like you knock on the door with a casserole and are like,
and then you sneak in.
Hey, caregiver person, we're just dropping off a casserole for our friend who's dying.
Yeah.
And then
she looks at me. She's like, "You smell, and those clothes are all ripped. I don't know if I want your casserole."
You smell like someone who just rolled joints. and then
You're smoking a joint. Am I?
And then you go, and then meanwhile I'm around the side of the house going, hey, person in a hospice, come out of your bed, open this window, help me through the window.
And I'll get you real high.
And we'll get high, like your Facebook rambling implies you would like.
Not rambling, it's like it was one sentence that said, someone please bring me weed.
That is true. It is funny.
Hardly rambling.
It is funny that
rather succinct.
All these people are like, oh man, I just posted someone come fuck my dirty tits, and Facebook banned me for a week. And then we have a friend who's like, I want someone to bring marijuana to my house.
To my house right now.
I'm
please.
in bed. I'm in pain. And Facebook's like, it doesn't matter.
Imagine spending the last days of your life in Facebook jail.
Oh my God. Sarcophagus fucked a school bus. Oh no. It was a short bus. Oh God.
Oh.
Fucking freak.
You think if I bought a short bus and I drove around, people would make fun of me?
Oh yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Well, that's what it comes from. It originally was them making fun of the bus driver. There's people being like, that guy can't even drive a full-size bus, idiot. And then eventually time passed and generations were like, yeah, my dad would always just yell idiot at the short bus.
So I guess they're all dumb in there.
I guess the kids are dumb.
What came first? The disabled driver or the disabled children? Real chicken or the egg scenario there.
No, man, I've driven a short bus. That's cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet you drove a short bus.
I did.
Probably can't even drive a real bus.
I don't think I could. I don't know the qualifications.
I don't have no CDL. I got a CDR. You want my mix?
You just say that to people at the bus stop. Be like, you couldn't drive that thing.
What are you waiting for? You couldn't even drive that thing if they let you.
You couldn't drive that thing. You're lucky she's here.
You're lucky that lady's driving. I bet you couldn't fucking do it.
Dude, you're lucky that woman who hates her job is...
That's why you gotta wait at the stop. That's why you don't work.
How much you get paid to drive a bus, like for the city?
I think it's like a couple bucks an hour.
$2.50 plus tips.
Yeah, the fare is on the tips.
It's commission, actually. That's why bus drivers go around at night slashing people's tires and giving people DUIs. This is a bus driver at a bar. No, keep drinking, then drive home.
You want a shot for the road?
Yeah. I always think it'd be fun to do the old, like you're in a car, boom, you get airborne, burst through the middle of a bus. You land midway through a bus.
Okay.
And then you do the old, you like look through the windows, and then you got people on each side of the bus, and then you have like you say, I don't know what the thing is. You say a thing. When the time comes, you'll know.
You're right in the new Fast and the Furious movie, and you're just like, and then he says something cool, and then they get in a car, and then the other guy says something cool, and then, I don't know, the girl says something sexy, and she gets on like a motorcycle.
Hire someone who knows how to do improv to read the room and have them insert a line of dialogue.
Live dub this thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you find that? Pull that up.
It was the most insane Mark Maron.
Good lord.
thing I've
Mark
ever
Maron's
seen.
like the best person on earth.
Oh shit! It doesn't play shit off my laptop while I'm like on it. Is the phone working?
Yeah, what's
Just look up Maron remembering Norm.
look up Maroon
5.
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5 remembering Norm.
Mark Maron, the death of Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Learn about crypto and get paid as you learn with Coinbase.
Crypto.
Crypto.
Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup? Who are you? What happened to you? Why are you talking to me like that? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? It is a sad week. Passed away of cancer.
That's raw audio. That's raw audio right there.
20 seconds.
You are. Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup?
He starts with, did the fever go down? What fever? Also, why are you talking about illness announcing a man's death?
Did the fever go down? Is that soup?
I'm just using a metaphor here, but one day we're all going to die. It's like a cancer eating away at our society. Anyways, Norm Macdonald is dead.
You couldn't write more insane rambling dialogue.
Dude,
What just came out of fucking Mark Maron's mouth?
Does Mark Maron just he does this intro?
Does he just do a bunch of Kennedy
And then he
and
turns.
then start talking?
He turns to his producer, and the producer just goes, "Nailed it."
Who are you? What happened to you? Why are you talking to me like that? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? It is a sad week. Norm Macdonald has passed away of cancer, which he had apparently for a long time.
You think Norm or Mark Maron was like, man, Norm died. People always listen to me when a big comic dies to hear when a big thing happens, to hear what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
There's gonna get a lot of ears on this episode.
Soup!
Time for me to finally do a little spoken word poetry.
And didn't Norm Macdonald has passed away of
When you
My soup's cold.
when you have Keith Richards on, you play a little guitar.
It is a sad week. What happened to you? Why are you talking to me like that? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are?
Who are
Did the fever
you?
go down? Where we at? Is that soup? Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup?
I think this is a
Did the
Radiohead
fever go
song.
down? Where we at? Is that soup?
Everything
Down where we at? Is that soup?
is right.
Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup? Who are you? Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup? Who are you? Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup?
It just doesn't
Who
stop
are
being
you?
funny.
Why are you talking to me like that?
It's the most
Did the fever
insane
go
thing.
down? Where we at? Is that soup? Who are you? What happened to you? Why are you talking to me like that? Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that? Did the fever go down? Where we at? Is that soup?
Oh my god.
Well, folks, it's been a sad week.
It's been a sad week. Mark Maron's been diagnosed with dementia. Yeah, there was a much more clean fucking intro to that thought.
Do you think that Mark hears the playback of that and then he's like, fuck, did it not pick up my bongos?
Fuck, I didn't have the
Did the mic on my
I didn't
bongos
have my
not pick
drum
up?
machine plugged in. I was just hitting the pads.
Where are we at? Is that soup? Where are we at? Is that soup? It's been a sad week. Is that soup? It's been a sad week. We lost soup. We've lost soup. It's been a sad week.
Who do you think you are, Soup?
Who are you, soup? Soup are you think you are?
Soup passed away.
Norm MacDonald passed away with soup cancer. Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Has the fever gone down?
Has the fever gone down? Soup cancer. Has the fever gone down? Soup cancer.
Has the fever gone down?
Soup cancer. Has the fever gone down?
Soup cancer.
And the new order hits the stage.
Mark Maron takes off his Daft Punk mask.
Everybody give it up for our opener. Mark Maron and a college kid fucking doing liquid THC energized juice. Yeah, people are always like, oh, that guy's a freak. He's got webbed toes.
Yeah.
But then it's like, the swim team?
Yeah, he's a freak. Super freak.
Is that? It's just you go to like a hospital where a doctor does like cosmetic surgery like that on children.
Yeah.
And then you just like in the lobby room of the consulting office, and then just like, look, parents, you got to rethink this. He's giving them
He
pamphlets.
could dethrone Michael
He
Phelps.
could be the fucking star.
You go to the swim teacher and his last name is the same name as your surgeon.
We aren't allowed to add the webbing. We can't. There's no rule about not taking it off of a baby. You ever try to swim competitively?
Well, swimming is like golf, man. You only compete against yourself.
That's true. They should make like.
It's not true, but
No, it is.
you're racing people.
In both you're just trying to get into the hole. I try to get into the drain.
Like a frog.
They always cover it up with a little grate, but if you bring a screwdriver
can
and
pop
a
that bad boy
snorkel and some goggles, you can usually get down there.
I'd love to be like a kid working in a pool, and then you open it up for the day, and there's just a guy with his head stuck in the drain. Like, God damn it.
Well, that's what I do is I get the drain open, and then I try to stick my arm in it
Yeah.
so that it gets stuck.
Yeah.
And then you can really watch the lifeguards freak out. They're like, we gotta get that kid unstuck quick. Because he didn't take a breath. He tried to, but then he accidentally exhaled right before he hit the wall. He mistimed it. Yeah. He just sort of went through the motions of someone taking a breath. I don't think anyone's taught. I think this kid's mostly lived through media. He doesn't seem to actually know how to swim. What was your public? You have a public pool? Did you have a public?
I had a public pool. My parents were pool impresarios. They owned all the public pools in town.
My parents were a local municipality. No, man, because I love when music and comedy comes
I
together.
love the 90s.
Bill Hicks. I love
And
the
we'll be
90s.
back with more
We'll be back with Michael Ian Black being sassy.
in a suit.
Hey, where is Stella? With 7 black women sitting 4 at the bottom, 3 in the top. And we collectively do bits together.
That's not a comedy troupe. That's 7 black women.
I actually don't do comedy. I just talk like this.
I am not funny.
Yeah, how often is like was VH1 just constantly accidentally putting like accounting people with bad attitudes on camera as comedians?
Just mean, shitty moms.
Britney Spears is out of control.
Woo!
I thought that was supposed to be more funny. I work in graphic design. Oh, you just got her bitchy.
You just have a rhythm.
There's a certain negative energy about you that, like, generally in this time period, you don't see women in society having.
We thought you were a Mo Rocca type.
Oh. You know what I would say when when you'd go off screen?
What's that?
I would like some Mo Rocca.
You just say that to yourself? Watching VH1 alone after school?
Yeah, I was like an 11-year-old. It's me sitting in front of a TV, like on the floor saying that, and all the lights are off, and then my parents are just in like the back of the room, and they're just like...
Did we get the results from that test back yet?
They're like, I don't know, he just keeps saying it to himself all day and night. My dad's like, well, VH1 is playing these shows a lot.
It seems like they don't have a lot of programming.
Between VH1 Classic doing late night reruns and VH1 doing primetime and morning showings.
It was the first Impractical Jokers,
It really was, man.
where VH1 was just the I Love the Blank channel.
Because at the peak, it was like, because you had 10 hours for each thing.
Yeah.
And they had 80s, 70s,
70s.
80s part 2, 70s part 2, 90s, 80s part 3. And then that's when I stopped paying attention.
Well, they also stopped making them, I believe.
No, because they started having like, I love holidays. It would just
I love soup.
just be it'd be Michael Ian Black being like, if you forgot the yams, you feel like a turkey.
I've got to pay for all the suits for Stella.
VH1s, what do you think will happen the next 10 years?
I think Donald Trump's going to be president.
Ron Funches, you're crazy. The narrator. There's a narrator shooting down everyone's commentary.
No way. Do you want me to go again then? Nope.
Great take, Bud Dwyer. Oh, man. Okay, but they had, so what is that? That's 6 shows?
Yeah.
So that's 60 hours of, that's over
yeah.
2 days straight
So they can play it for...
of love. VH1 is hosting a festival of love.
Yeah.
A marathon
You could have gone
of love.
to Woodstock and watched all of the I Love the stuff and had just as loving of an experience.
That's like a thing I would love to do while having a mental breakdown, is being like, I took a bunch of acid and Adderall and I just watched all of the I Love This.
What a waste of drugs.
I know everything about culture. You know everything. You'd fucking know everything, Eric.
Everything of value. Rubik's Cube. Slinky.
I've always wanted to watch the British ones.
There's a British one?
Yeah, they made them before the VH1 ones. I think they're slightly more, well, just classic British style. So
Yeah.
it's like the tax scandal. I love the tax scandal.
The Trouble.
Top deposits in a city bank.
Cadbury eggs.
Cadbury.
We called Slinkies yo-yos and yo-yos Slinkies.
I'm glad the berry part of Cadbury is just the name and not that they buried the chocolate. I like the chocolate.
Oh, Jimmy Seville. Really sucks.
Philly does suck. Philly. I went to Rocky's house because I was just in the ghetto. I was like the really, really, really shitty part of town where my friend Aaron used to live. And I'm driving around, and then I see a thing on my like GPS is like a little historical marker. And then I was like, oh, that's weird. And I look at the historical thing, and it's Rocky's house from the movie Rocky. Yeah. So I turned down this weird alleyway, and instantly it's like, oh, I should not have done this.
Yeah.
So then I get through it. But at the time, I'm like, even I am like, well, that was a close call. Thank God no one like acted.
Yeah.
And then I'm like laughing, and I'm like, how many tourists
Are getting robbed.
are getting robbed at Rocky's house?
Don't go to Rocky's house.
Like, even what I did was like so dumb.
Yeah. Trying to take a picture with some fucking $8,000 camera or something.
I wasn't trying to do that. I was just driving.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying the tourists.
Yeah. I did go to, I was in Baltimore in this area where they made like a little outdoor mall area, but then it got abandoned. But it's not. People are still hanging out there.
Yeah.
It's not abandoned.
There's just no businesses.
There's businesses.
Oh.
Hey man, sex work is real, but no, it's like,
Then pay your taxes.
no, there's like actual business. There are like some weird. I don't understand how any of it's operating. I almost feel like it's people just squatting a business.
Yeah.
Like you're just turning a squat into a little business.
Great.
It's a very cool area.
They should turn that house next to our old place into a bakery.
That'd be awesome.
A legal bakery.
But I was just walking around in flip flops, with my banjo. And then that was one of the situations where I was like, oh, this was supposed to be abandoned, and there's a bunch of people here. And that's bad. That's a bad combo.
Yeah.
You don't want to run into people.
You want abandoned and occupied.
Yeah.
In the same vicinity.
No, that's bad.
Bad combo.
But then, unbeknownst to me, people who live on the streets and do business in abandoned places,
Yes.
they love rapping over me playing banjo.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I was safe. They loved me.
Yeah.
And there was like, I kept walking. There were moments when people would walk up to me oddly aggressive, and someone else would yell at them.
Nice.
And be like, hey.
Leave Banjo Man alone.
Yeah. And then they kept going, what's your name? I'll tag you on Instagram. And then I'd tell them my name, and then they would look me up. And then when I got back to my phone, I wasn't tagged in anything.
They didn't like your content.
I guess not.
Maybe their phone died.
I don't know. Maybe it's all a dream. No, man. I was playing some wicked riffs on the banjo, and some people were rapping nice.
Yeah.
It was very funny
You
because
should have recorded it.
these two guys.
You should have handed somebody your phone.
I should have given some of my phone.
Told them to record you.
Hey, do any of you know how to work this GoPro? Here, let me attach it to your body so you can escape hands free with it. No, but I'm rocking out. No, this guy's rapping, and then he's like, "Oh, you're good, man." And then he goes, we gotta get the." And so everyone's trying to get this one guy to come rap, and then that guy comes to rap, but he wasn't nearly as good as the first guy. And I felt like it wasn't my place, but I wanted to be like, "Hey, man, you're as good as this guy.
Come on, man. You're not from Little Rock.
Get out." You need to get out of this Baltimore closed old town market. And you need, because here he might be the king.
Maybe.
But also, he's got all this family backing him up.
Back in the Little Rock?
No, this is happening in Baltimore. Well, it's happening on the Blue Rock.
Aren't we all in a Little Rock?
Aren't we all in the Blue Ridge Parkway of life? You can catch me on Blue Marble Boulevard, baby. Some fucking like 80s like smooth talking like new wave soul guy, or not new wave soul, he's like a smooth talking soul guy, but also he's into like Parliament Funkadelic type space stuff.
Space bullshit.
Are there ever any books at your? Because we're at your partner's home.
Well, it's mine too.
Whoa, you on the lease?
No,
That's what I thought.
I don't like being attached to anywhere, man. That's why I own 80 pounds of books.
Are these books yours or hers?
That smaller one close to the door is hers.
Oh. I was about to say, I own a lot of these same books, but then you point to her section and it's Harry Potter, How to Read for Dummies.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to think of other.
How'd you read that?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. What are Eric? Help me think of other funny books that could be over here. Lord of the Onion Rings. That's got to be some like fucking
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies type thing.
No, maybe that.
Maybe like a Captain Underpants type thing, like Lord of the Onion.
No,
Rings.
I'm thinking like a Chelsea Handler type book, like a Mindy Kaling book.
Yeah. She's Duchess of.
I guess it could be a fella too.
Duchess of Cadbury.
Nick Offerman.
Wait, is Cadbury a real place?
Ooh, I want to go there. Nick Offerman's third book, Lord of the Onion Rings. Who's a fat literate figure? Oh, Ben Franklin, perfect.
Lord of the Onion Ring.
A book that didn't exist in his time, and a food that didn't exist in his time. When did onion rings come about?
Right after Ben Franklin, he died too soon.
I tell you what, not soon enough, because our entree is gonna be here any second. No, she's got a book called. This is what I was gonna ask about her books, though. Are you ever worried that you're gonna be moving a book of hers? Because she's into the dark arts,
Yeah.
and then a tome will fall open,
Yeah.
and then
I'll start reading it, and then
exactly you'll.
all of a sudden she disappears, and I look at it, and it's like happiness spell.
You're sitting there, a book falls over, and then she's like, "What book fell?" And then you're like, it's," and then you're just trying to read the.
Uday, Matoro, Cabo, Majudu.
And then you go, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're 2 inches taller. And then you're like, "Shit, I could make a fortune selling this on Tinder to fellas, selling a spell." Man, you got a lot of books. Zadie Smith, what's she about?
She's about being a London lady.
Oh, okay.
I'm from a city.
Leaves of Grass. I'm not going to read that title out loud. Don't want to out you.
What?
Just got a bad book, everybody. Franz Kafka. I thought you had that Frank Zappa book. That's a good book.
Franz Zappa.
Hey, that book's also meta.
Franz Zappa?
Is Franz Kafka? He's not really meta, is he? He's surreal.
Yeah, a little more surreal.
You know, he turns into a bug.
Well, how'd a bug write all this shit?
I read that. And I was like, metamorphosis. Okay, so he turns into a bug. But that's just if they give away for the title, there must be a spoiler.
Yeah.
Or not spoiler, a twist or something.
Yeah.
No twist.
He's just a bug.
Just a straight, this guy's a bug.
This guy's a bug book.
It's a fucking bug book.
This is a bug's life?
It's a goddamn bug's
The
book.
metamorphosis, or as I like to call it, the novelization of a bug's life.
The novelization of a bug's life. Kick Jimmy Graham. Hi, Jimmy. All right.
This has become nothing. Go to funnydinner.com, give your computer a virus, and then use your phone to subscribe to the Patreon.
Learn how to use your phone. Let Funny Dinner help you burn the ships to force you to learn to make maize.
Burn the bridge beyond you.
Oh my God, do you think corn mazes? Mazes. Someone must have done that joke. You think corn mazes were the Native Americans trying to trap the white man?
Probably.
They were like, oh yeah, come into this part of the cornfield.
There's a treat.
Go.
They set it on fire.
And then they were like, all right, pop it. Pop this shit.
Get it popping.
Get it popping, hop on
Let's
this
get it poppin'
horse
in
and
here.
let's go.